This episode of Hobie is sponsored by HoJeff. Save 25% with promo code HobiePod.
Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe anything that we say on the History of Bad Ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the History of Bad Ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke.
Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode 535. I'm Jeff.
I'm Jim.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Marlia.
Ooh, this is Canadian of the co-Canadian of the year. Tri-Canadian of the year. Oh, so Marlia's here. Does that mean we have a nice,
no.
nice bribe coming to us tonight?
Oh, yeah. Blake's not here, so it's absolutely 3 out of the last 4, right?
No.
Yeah.
Blake's not here?
Blake is not here.
It's like I planned it that way.
You know,
who else isn't here?
It's funny for us, but he's not going to listen, so.
Do you know who else isn't here? Jason.
Jason is not here.
Oh, man, it's like I planned it like that again.
Jason might listen.
It's like 50-50 if Jason's going to listen or not. Probably depends on the title more than anything.
Oh, that's true.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm going to have to get some of the right titles down, so I got my phone here.
I can
type things
I can
in that.
provide us with
some scratch paper.
We are out of the Bob studio.
Yes, we are in beautiful Norwood.
We are at, according to that sign, Brian's Bar.
Correct. Yes, you are in my bar and or dining room. It's functional. It does both.
Multi-purpose.
Thank you. Good word.
And we have a few other guests with us in the studio.
Yeah, my way nicer than Jason's dogs.
They do not. They barked at us when we came in shortly, but then they accepted the scratches and boops that we gave them.
And I wouldn't even say they barked at us. They just barked because, hey, there's somebody there.
I don't think they barked at me.
They just jumped on you, but they
Well,
see you.
but I also was carrying food.
True, but they see you.
They see me.
far more than
Correct.
they've ever seen.
Those
Yeah,
two.
this is the first time I got to meet them, I think.
Yeah.
Well, Rose has come and visit me up at Dana's a few times.
Yeah, she's a regular.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't have to make my dogs go away when people come over on Tuesday nights, like some people.
Like some people.
I wonder who that is you're talking about.
Sounds like a real dick.
Whoa. I mean, he can be. I'm not absolutely not denying that. Yes. When he starts talking about Frank Grillo, yes. Or when he starts talking about Kitty City, I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to talk any more about that. And
Well, that was the dog. I guess he got tired of hearing about Jason, too.
yeah, we started talking about Jason, and one of my dogs threw up. It's amazing.
It's like on cue.
I've trained them well.
At least you don't have a Roomba that will just
Smear dog shit all over my floor.
the floor.
Still waiting for that story to come out when it does.
You think he would actually ever tell us?
Jessica might.
She might. But there's no way he's ever going to.
No, he wouldn't tell us.
Like, we're just going to show up and they're going to have, like, all new carpet or all hardwood floors. We're not going to talk about it. And it's just, we're just going to all look at each other and be like,
Yep.
can't wait to hear Jessica tell us about that.
Good job, DJ Roomba.
DJ Rupa. Amazing.
So, what do you buy your significant other for, like, Christmas? Like, a vacuum?
No, I wait for the like the bullshit holidays to come around for that. Like,
Okay.
Sweetest Day, some like the made up bullshit stuff.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, like we don't celebrate that anymore. But 22 years ish together, 24 almost years together. Sorry.
It's a lot of years.
Yeah, I mean, you can only buy so many stuffed teddy bears or boxes of chocolates before it's like,
Well, she's probably tired of getting vacuum cleaners by now. It's been that long.
well, I don't get it. It's not like I buy a new vacuum cleaner every year. Like I rotate appliances and things that we need. Like a month or two out, I'm always like how's that can opener? Is it still like doing okay? Yeah, that's good. Then I just like go on to the next like
Blender. How's
Yeah.
the blender doing this month?
yeah, the blender. See, Blender's next, I think.
And when he can't find something, he breaks something.
You know what? I did do that with the vacuum cleaner that we just bought. we added Rose to the house. She sheds more than the other two combined, so all three of them together turn our very expensive Dyson into a piece of plastic that's useless and can't keep up. So I was trying to clean it.
There we go. That's drink time.
Yeah, dog drink water.
Other dog, drink water.
There's a line at the water, but don't pull.
So I was trying to take it apart. Couldn't. There is no manual that came with it. Was trying to watch a YouTube video while taking it apart. Got it apart. Couldn't get it back together. And Erica woke up from she worked the night before. Woke up to me with pieces of the vacuum together, and I was like, "We're buying a new vacuum." She's like, "I was gonna ask, but I didn't want to because this one the Dyson's only a year old. It just doesn't keep up, and whatever. So
And those are not cheap
they are
vacuum cleaners.
not. And that's actually our second Dyson.
They're normally fantastic, but I guess
Yeah, well,
they have a special model for dogs.
they do have an animal version, and it's it was $150 more expensive, and you can't tell me that it's really that much different in the suction part of the vacuum, or you didn't get some amazing attachment that's going to make your life worth living some days, so
But does it do a better job than
the new vacuum is amazing.
Okay.
Yes, it keeps up much better with the 5 animals here. So that's vacuum talk.
So much so that it's time to get more animals. Maybe a gerbil or something.
No. Bowie, what are you doing, man?
Guinea pig.
Pay attention.
Chinchilla.
No.
Bird.
Turtle?
I do want to get some turtles eventually.
Because you got names picked out for them already.
I do. Yes. But I think we've tabled any additional animal additions until we move. We are planning on trying to move by no later than this point next year.
Oh, okay.
So
full speed ahead.
that's the plan. I'm not moving to Indiana. Sorry, Jason, I will not be your neighbor.
So Marlia, what type of, since you're haven't been married as long as Brian is here, what type of presents does your husband get you? I mean, does he get you nice and romantic things, or is he buying you appliances and vacuum cleaners.
I'd say more of the nice things. But
Yeah, they're still young.
They're still a little schmoopy.
I mean,
Yeah.
when you were saying 24 years of you guys, I was like, I was 6.
Awesome. That feels great.
Yeah. How do you think that
Fuck
makes
you.
me feel?
Oh, yeah.
Titles of the show, fuck you, Marlia.
Thanks for dropping that cheesecake off. Get out. It's time to go. There will be no more, no more.
There'll be no mo.
Hey, stop throwing up. I stopped talking about Jason.
So Pat hasn't totally biffed a gift.
Seeing as there's been one anniversary and one my birthday, I'm going to go with no.
I mean, when you're dating, he didn't...
I mean, like the first probably year was, it was like stupid candy or something like that.
Oh, yeah, because he...
There's no such thing as stupid candy, except maybe Necco wafers, and I hope he never gave you those.
Are Peeps candy? Because if so, fuck them.
See, we're a Peeps
I love
household.
Peeps, so
Well, we're a 50% Peeps household.
oh,
They either belong in Erica's side of
The Easter basket.
the Easter basket or in the garbage can. There is no happy medium here.
Well,
The fact that we've had this,
Since we've
she
got
bought this.
since we got the Peeps talk, I think we should probably open up the party cake Peeps.
Yeah,
oh, we got Peeps to try.
courtesy of 1/3 of the Co-Canadian of the Year trio. She thought it was perfectly acceptable to buy Peeps in my presence and then say, "Here you go, I got these for you."
That's
She
awesome.
probably loves the fact that we're eating Peeps, so she can buy you Peeps.
Yeah, she thinks it's the greatest.
Well, she's not wrong.
And then she saw I sent a picture to the podcast group yesterday while we were out grocery shopping. She noticed there's a Peeps cereal now.
I've seen that.
Oh, it looks so good. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So
these are
birthday cake or
Party cake Peeps.
party cake? So these will taste like cake.
confetti cake, maybe
That's what it looks like.
It smells like birthday cake
batter.
batter. Yeah.
It does. So, okay. So Brian went. Wow.
One bite Peep.
Ugh.
Come on. It tastes like cake, right?
I mean, it's
With
kind
cake
of
and marshmallow.
vanilla-y, slightly.
So white cake. Ooh, that's one of my favorite types of cakes. All right, I'll go in for my taste.
Yep. It is. There is some cake flavor to it.
I will say that there is a less bad flavor in that one as opposed to all the other bullshit ones we've tried.
Yeah, there's
the
definitely-
sour, the flaming hot, or whatever.
This definitely has a different flavor than most of the Peeps we've had. It's like they actually put it in the marshmallow rather than just the sugar on top.
Well, yeah, I'm not really.
Because the color's different too. The color is
No, yeah, it's not a
little-
white. It is a yellowy peep. But that I'm going to disagree 100% with Brian because I liked the sour peeps.
Yeah.
Those were excellent.
Again, I know that everyone has a far superior feeling about Peeps than I do, but
So now, is it marshmallow in general you don't like, or
Yeah,
is
I was
there
gonna
something
say, is it the-
specific peep
Is it
related?
the shape,
it's
the sugar coating?
more or less the texture, like the
Grittiness
that and the
combined
sponginess.
with the marshmallow.
Like I like, for the most part, I don't really mind marshmallow.
Mushrooms.
I don't like mushrooms.
Mushrooms have a similar texture too.
So if you take a peep and grill it over a fire, can you make a s'more out of it and you'd be fine with killing a peep that way?
If it's nice and melty. Or if you stick a toothpick and two Peeps and put them in the microwave on a
And let
paper
'em
plate and let them fight, but they melt.
I very much enjoyed watching the Peeps kill themselves. Yes, I got great joy out of that because that was two less Peeps in the world.
And then you put it on graham crackers and chocolate and have a s'more.
Yeah, see, I'm good with that because there are more things covering up the flavor It's
And texture.
yes, it's a combination of things. Where this is just a giant marshmallow kicking me in the mouth. I don't like it.
I'm sorry that you don't like it.
I am. You don't have to apologize. It is what it is. I just don't like them.
That wasn't an I'm sorry apology. That was a
Fuck you, Brian.
It was more of a I pity.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Well, I'm sorry that you can't enjoy this because it's so great.
It makes me happy knowing that everyone else enjoys them.
Blake does not.
Yeah,
Oh,
Blake.
no.
That's probably the one thing Blake and I agree on.
So
Or
we got that in common.
that I'm allowed to actually talk before I get interrupted. Chances are there are other things that he and I don't that we get along on, but I just will never have an opportunity to.
I mean, the last 2 weeks, he was doing everything possible not to even eat one peep.
Yeah, and at least to my credit, I at least
You try it.
I try it.
Yes.
I eat it begrudgingly.
Well, we commend you for that, Brian. Thank you.
What I will say, Brian, is all the other things we have to try today, you're starting low with the peep.
Yes, we've started in the basement because we have the new frosted chocolatey chip pancake Pop-Tart. We have our next in the line of Korean or Asian Oreos. And we have another cookie. We have Milano London Fog.
Pepperidge Farms remembers.
That's right, they do. 12 distinctive cookies is what the packaging says.
Ooh.
Clearly, I looked very closely at this.
This is another bribe from Marlia to us.
Yes.
Does it Milanos? They have 12 different types of Milanos, or Pepperidge Farm? They have 12 different types of cookies. Now,
Are there 12
I think it's saying
variations
there's
of London Fogs?
I think it's saying there's 12 cookies in the packaging. I don't know why it says distinctive.
Because each cookie is distinctive. I don't
Sure.
know.
Yeah, I would deduce that as well from the packaging, yes.
But again, Pepperidge Farm Milano cookies are very delicious. But you have to get them when they're on sale because there's 12 in a package and they're like $7 normally.
Yeah, that's outrageous.
they can get expensive.
They were on sale.
Nice.
I don't remember how much they were.
Not $7.
So am I reading this right? The London Fog is the Earl Grey tea flavor? Or
Vanilla.
There is a hint of vanilla, the taste of Earl Grey tea, and creamy milk chocolate.
Ooh.
According to the back of the packaging. That's staring me in the face.
Okay, getting off cookie talk, we can move on. Did anybody watch anything this week? We get back to kind of what we do on the show other than eat.
What we normally do. Well, we've turned into an eating podcast more recently than not. But I'm fine with that. Watch. What did I watch? No, I don't remember what I watched. My mind just went blank.
So it was that exciting of a week.
It was.
Marlia, what did you watch this week?
So I'm currently watching, I guess you could say, because I didn't finish it, on Netflix. It's called... wow, I was just watching this before I put it over here. Please.
This is some great podcasting right now. I watched, you know what it is. Yeah, that show.
I was so good. I was just watching it 14 and a half minutes ago, and I can't remember.
Listen, I've been here longer than 14 and
16 and a half minutes.
Sorry, 18 minutes.
It's called School Spirits.
Ooh. What's it about?
It is a mystery, if you will.
And I will.
A girl gets murdered, and then her ghost kind of haunts her high school because she gets murdered at the high school, but she doesn't remember how she got murdered. So, she's working together with the other ghosts that have of other past students that have all died in the school because
remind me to move
it's
away
a
from
bad
that
luck
school district.
I guess.
Is it in the valley?
No. Nobody dies from karate gym. They just, almost. They almost die. They go in the hospital for a while. They go to jail, but then they come out, and then they do more karate. And then...
Well, no, then they have to learn how to walk and then get back into karate.
Some of them, yes.
They have an absolute fantastic healthcare system in the Valley.
Yes. And they have amazing car dealerships. And dojos are
Aplenty.
More
Plenty.
dojos per square foot than any other, or square mile, I guess, than any other city in the world.
I wouldn't rule out per foot. I mean, when you break it down. Yeah, more dojos per capita.
Yeah, okay. That's probably the word I was looking
Okay, we can go back to school spirits now.
Can I go back?
You can finish.
Thank you. So one of her friends that's still living can see her and talk to her, but only in the locations where a different student has died. And basically they're trying to figure out what happened to her.
That's a creepy power.
Yeah, that's not really clear why that's a thing. But basically they're trying to figure out how she died, and presumably once they figure that out, maybe she can move on, because that's like a thing. They're stuck until they can move on.
So is she going to have to do it for every ghost?
Well, she's just trying to... No, they all know how they died.
Oh, okay.
And they all have... Well, most of them have told the stories of...
Oh, some noise outside of Brian's bar. We got distracted here, but let's see. What were we? Marlea was explaining...
School spirits?
Yep. We're talking about
School spirits.
talking about
You got it? Got it
the haunting, like the certain spaces where she can see her friend. 'Cause that's where people
She
murdered.
can see the people at all times.
Oh, she
It's
can-
where he can see her.
Oh, he can. Yeah.
It's a nuance, I realize. But basically, all the ghosts like want to cross over. I don't know what that means, but not be stuck in the high school. And
They want to get sucked off.
like in
The show Ghost.
When they go up to heaven or whatever,
Yeah,
the
whatever.
ghosts call it getting sucked off.
Oh,
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Good. Awesome.
Yep.
Anyway, and so maybe if she finds out how she died, that'll help her cross over. I don't really know yet. And like I said, I'm not finished with it yet. But
How many people have been killed at this school?
well, only one other one was actually murdered. You technically don't know what happened to two of them. Or, well, three of them. You don't know what happened, how they died yet. I'm sure that story will
Probably
come up.
murder.
Murder.
I mean,
It's the murder school.
one was a food allergy, actually.
They served shrimp that day in the cafeteria.
Was it the shrimp Pop-Tarts? The shrimp...
My personal favorite was the band was on a bus and they crashed apparently on school grounds. I don't fully understand that. And 7 of them died.
Wow.
And they just keep practicing.
I must say,
every
they
day.
died with their instruments, didn't
Sure
they?
did.
oh,
Heaven's band.
That
Well,
sounds
they're
fun.
not trying to cross over because apparently not all the ghosts understand that they're ghosts, and it's a whole thing.
Oh.
so is this
It's a little confusing.
Is this a movie or is it a
It
series?
is a series.
Limited
There's
series or
one- no, there's one season so far, like 8 episodes. I think I saw something yesterday that they are gonna do a season 2. I believe. Not positive about that. But yeah, that's what I've been watching recently.
Okay.
Anyone else?
I do remember what I was watching.
Okay.
I started Echo on Disney Plus, the Marvel show. I know you're about 20-some movies behind, so you
Yeah,
probably
I'm-
won't really...
I'm like 2 multiverses behind. at
Yeah,
this point.
so... But I'm about two episodes in of the 5-episode series. And so far I have no problem with it. I know, like, obviously they cut it down. It was supposed to be longer, and they cut it down, and then they did something they never did and released all episodes at the same time. So it's kind of like they're brushing it away. But so far, I'm enjoying this series. It's a good series to highlight some of the good Native American actors out there, since it's where it's taken place.
Okay. Jim, what did you watch?
I started two new web series on Viva the Dirt League. Some of their NPC D&D. They started a one shot where it's PvP, where all their characters are playing against each other. And then the second one they started Misfits, which they have all the girls that they have on their shows. They have them running characters for the first time. So that's 4 episodes, and the other one is just, I think, a one shot.
One shot free for all.
Yep.
And since they're NPC players, they're all pretty pathetic at what they do.
Well, they're level 13 now.
Oh, okay.
So they're not as pathetic as they were when they started, when Greg the Garlic Farmer.
Greg the Garlic Farmer?
Yes.
Are you messing with us?
Nope. That's how the character started.
Okay.
Yeah. You know when you play like a video game and there's the people
that give you quests,
or the
store
NPCs,
the store owners. They had a series of where they took it from the NPC's point of view.
Okay.
So they look at what these guys are doing, and then they become sentient. Like, wait, I'm more than just an NPC.
But yeah, like the one, the garlic farmer, gave the guy a quest to escort him home while he's carrying his garlic or whatnot.
His harvest of garlic?
Yes.
Yep.
And so they're getting there, and it's like, oh, thank you for taking me home. You just have to go 2 more steps. And he gets distracted and runs away while the guy's still following him before the quest is actually completed. So the garlic farmer is running around behind this guy saying, we just go back? And things like that. So they took those type of characters and made them into D&D characters.
Interesting.
Okay. Brian?
Let's see. I am almost finished with Hell on Wheels, my rewatch of that.
Okay.
I think I only have maybe 2 episodes left of that. Man, I forgot how good that was. Like, start to finish. Just so good.
The biggest the characters I didn't like were, I think, with the 2 Irish brothers.
Sean and Mickey.
Yeah.
Well, I'll leave it to the Irish to ruin everything, as I say, the day after St. Patrick's Day. Or 2 days after St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, that was at least one of the brothers makes it.
Yes.
All the way, almost all the way through. But yeah, not like the biggest. In season 5, where I'm at now, is the cousin comes over.
Yeah.
And is the biggest asshole. And I don't care for his character. Colin, maybe, I think is what his name is. But
unlike Friday Night Lights, this character, the Swede, is actually a great character in this.
I
love his character. The way,
yes, but he's also very hateable.
Oh yes,
like he's the worst person ever.
Yeah, but the character in the story and the plot and everything, he's an awesome character.
Correct. Yes,
and you do hate him.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, I actually just spoilers for everyone who hasn't seen Hell on Wheels from 6.5 years ago. I finished the episode where he finally dies last night, where they hang him. So
finally,
yeah. But yeah, no, almost done with that. Almost caught up to present day with The Rookie. We've been pushing through that and knocking out episodes of that. I think in the last week we've watched 15 episodes.
I'm probably about 6 episodes behind on The Rookie.
There's 3.
I'm about 6 seasons behind.
Yeah, how many seasons are there?
6 currently.
I'm that many behind.
Yeah.
It's Nathan Fillion. It's got to be good.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I just have never watched.
It's not Two Guys, a Girl, in a Pizza Shop good, but...
No one from that show went on to do anything.
No, I don't. I'm pretty sure they didn't. None of them have ever been heard from. One and dones. The only thing that I didn't watch that I forgot to watch this weekend was the final episode of Masters of Air. I did forget about that.
Oh, no.
What are you doing after this?
Watching the final episode of Man.
I'm either going to be finishing Hell on Wheels or finishing Masters of Air, most likely. But I did that on purpose so I could wait to talk about it with Blake.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what we'll go with.
Well, we won't be in the studio again next week because Jason's still out.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row Jason is traveling for work.
Well, let's mark down on the official page on who made it and who missed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. After next week, I'll be leading the...
You will be.
Woo!
Have you missed any?
Not this year.
Didn't I miss one?
You didn't miss one this...
Oh, I thought I was sick one week.
No,
That was at the end of last year.
Oh, so this... Whoa, then I am right now in first place. I thought I had missed one.
I've only missed one.
Okay.
I believe I haven't missed 2.
Yes. And Blake's missed
11.
I mean, we've eaten a lot of cheesecake this year. So,
Oh, speaking of that, I will. Do we want to wait for that, or do we want to
No, we don't want to wait.
Okay, I will go.
I didn't get any of it last time. Or sorry, let me rephrase. The first time.
Yes. Well, I will retire to the kitchen and get that set up.
Okay, well, you do that.
we will do our poll of the week. Our poll of the week that we did not release anywhere is, do you like the show better with Jason or without Jason? And with 100% of the votes is without Jason. I'm assuming it's 4 votes. I'm just going to here.
I mean, we pulled the people in the studio.
7. All 3 dogs voted against Jason too.
Don't forget the 2 cats.
Oh, the 2. Oh, that is 9 votes. The show is better without Jason.
Sounds pretty unanimous to me.
I have a feeling some of our listeners will disagree.
Well, some might. And that's their right to disagree with us.
It's also their right to be wrong.
Exactly.
But wow, that's almost as bad of a rating Jason gets from this poll as Ballistic X versus Sever got on Rotten Tomatoes.
They get a 0.0 or get a 0.
They're 0.0 with the most amount of reviews. There's others with 0.0, but nobody has more bad reviews than they do.
Didn't it have a great chase scene?
No, it had a terrible chase scene.
Well, they were like 8 miles per hour.
That's what it felt like.
Was it like George Costanza trying to get away on his?
I think that somebody passed him with a walker. Yes.
When he decided just to pick up his
scooter and run.
Well, we really don't have any listener feedback because we didn't get an outline this week.
Yeah.
It's kind of a wild card episode, but we're trying to run it in a structured way. And apparently somebody we know who shall remain nameless, Doug, told us wild card episodes are dumb. Well,
he doesn't like
Doug can be dumb too because he gives us really bad stuff to eat.
That's true. And we always start off listener feedback with questions from him, and half the time they just seem forced.
So I did see a little video about a guy who is a arm wrestler, competitive arm wrestler. I shared the story with our page where the guy's he has the largest ring size of size 30.
Wow, that seems pretty big.
And I want Doug to arm wrestle this guy. Just maybe thumb wrestle.
Ooh.
Sorry, you said ring size?
Yes.
30?
Yes.
My ring size is 6.5, 6.
Yes.
On the
I think
ring.
when I got a class ring, I was in the low teens. Does that sound about right?
I mean, Pat's is 11, and I only oh shoot, it's either 10 or 11, and I only know that because I just got him a new, well, not new, but a silicone ring for work purposes.
Work,
and
yeah,
stuff. He has to take
the-
it off for when he like gets on the machines and stuff.
Yep.
That's actually one of his birthday presents.
Oh,
Pat, don't listen to this yet. His birthday's Thursday, so
Oh,
it'll
okay.
be soon.
well, happy birthday, Pat! If you listen to this before you get your present,
It's
happy birthday anyway, regardless. But
happy birthday to the people who eat thousands of conies in a year on Thursday. It's Pat and our friend Brandon's who decided to copy off Pat and eat over 1,000 conies in a year last year.
But poor
They-
Brandon is not a
He
partner.
is not a
He's
Skyline
promo
partner.
box.
He does not get free stuff from
Speaking of
Skyline.
which,
well, he is
I've-
not 1K Coney.
No.
Speaking of which, I'm actually wearing
Oh, are you wearing the Skyline?
Skyline?
the Skyline joggers.
Nice.
Now,
That was
I
purely coincidental.
saw Pat release the things on the jacket. That was an impressive looking jacket from Skyline.
It is decent quality. I think that the jacket itself is just a stupid design of a jacket.
Oh,
I don't like it, but
but it was like shiny.
yeah, I mean, like if you like that style jacket, it's nice. Like it's nice quality and stuff. I just personally am not a fan.
Oh, so we're getting the cheesecake with the fruity pebbles.
It looks phenomenal.
Disclaimer: I could not find the recipe that I did the first one, so like this is technically a different recipe. And also, if it's not good, I didn't actually make it. I bought 95% of the ingredients to make it, and then worked today and didn't have time to make it.
But how bad can it be just knowing what the ingredients are?
Fruity Pebbles, cheesecake.
Just combining these ingredients seems to be a good idea.
It is not good.
Ma'am, you can't have any. Go away, Rose.
That tastes like fruity pebbles and cheesecake.
Yes, it tastes exactly what it's supposed to taste like, which makes it delicious.
Perfect. Then I totally did it.
Fruity Pebbles were always in my top 3 breakfast cereals to begin with.
Them and Cocoa Pebbles.
No, not Cocoa Pebbles, really.
Crunch Berries.
Peanut Butter Captain Crunch.
What about Oops All Berries?
It's good. It's just not in my top. But honestly, Peanut Butter Captain Crunch got replaced by Reese's Puffs
Yeah.
because that's even better.
Cocoa Pebbles was my main source of chocolate milk intake.
And no longer made, but I loved the Smurf Berry Crunch cereal.
I do not know what that was.
Fruity Pebbles is definitely in my top 5.
Yes.
What's kind of grown on me now is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That is a tasty cereal. And then I think I like the Crunch Berries are my favorite, the Captain Crunch.
Oops, all Crunch Berries or just the regular?
Just a regular. Well, you still need the regular pieces of Captain Crunch to scratch the hell out of the top of your mouth.
Yeah, I was going to say, as a child, Captain Crunch and all of that was my favorite. But as an adult, I very much value the skin on the roof of my mouth. So I do my best to avoid it now.
So that's the problem I have with Sour Patch Kids, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not me.
You mean you don't want to not be able to taste anything for
I can
6 hours.
I can eat a whole bag. Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. But
then your tongue gets all blistered and whatnot.
yeah.
But who was it? What's it? K. Trevor Wilson, the guy who plays Squirrely Dan on Letterkenny, stand-up comedian. He's from Canada, and he had this big bit about American cereals and how spoiled we are with our cereals. He was stunned when he came to America and saw Oops All Crunch Berries, wondering why we're hoarding all the Crunch Berries and not sending them elsewhere, and why he can't get Crunch Berries because we have such an abundant supply of Crunch Berries that we have an Oops All Crunch Berries. It was a funny bit. So if you want to look that up.
Oh, and then talking to or having messages from our friends down in New Zealand about the cereals that they get. And they get like all the non-sugared cereals where like I wouldn't want to eat them.
I didn't know they existed. No.
No, thank you.
I'm sure I've told this story before, but when I was in college at the cafeteria, they had a poll to find out what cereals to include in the, for breakfast if you want to get cereals. And the dietitians were appalled when all the sweet cereals won out and nothing of the quote unquote healthy.
Are you saying grape nuts were lost out?
Grape nuts
to
lost out.
To Fruit Loops.
Grape nuts was another one of those that just like ripped like any skin you had in your mouth off. Like, no.
And you know the thing about grape nuts? There's no grapes. There's no nuts. Where the hell did they get the name?
Yeah, and you have to use like a half a gallon of milk in them.
It's like, do I want these Lucky Charms? Or am I going to eat this bowl of All Bran?
So what they did was took however many cereals they were going to have and took 8 and made some of the healthier cereals and only gave us 8 crappy sweet cereals, which the popular ones weren't necessarily anywhere close to my favorite, so I was a little disappointed at the cereal selection at the cafeteria in college.
It did lead to a riot at like a Halloween.
No, that was just the bars being shut down.
Oh, okay.
Early because of the time change.
Halloween at Ohio University is a pretty wild time. And it's even worse when the time changes the same day.
Well, no, that's it. It's great when the time changes the same day. The Halloween there is great.
Yeah.
It was the springtime when they rioted because they
St. Paddy's
lost
Day.
an hour.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out why you'd be upset that the bar was open later.
Because they closed at 2 o'clock instead of remaining open for second 2 o'clock.
No, they didn't do that.
It's not 2 o'clock yet.
I hated that so much.
I still hate that.
You don't close?
Nope.
Oh, no.
Luckily, the last few years, the late night crowd has gotten more sparse.
That's good.
So, of course, last week the boss decided to change our clock to regular time instead of bar time.
No.
Oh, no. So you weren't 15, 20 minutes ahead?
Because we really haven't had to kick people out. But he did it the week of St. Patrick's Day.
Oh.
So I'm like,
sometimes the boss just has to work, Jim.
Not the night of St. Patrick's Day, he doesn't.
the morning, he was there for...
Yeah, he was there for the morning of St. Patrick's Day.
Which I couldn't believe. I was shocked when I heard that.
Yeah, he has picked up some shifts, and we respect him for that. He does if they're morning shifts.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So, Jeff, how was your piece of cheesecake?
It's all gone.
Brian, yours?
I think it was maybe better this time, then maybe, I don't know. I've had it so much recently.
This is the best time we've had it of the last 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of the last 3, you outdid yourself on this one.
I will let Pat know.
Yeah.
He did it while I was at work.
Well, if he doesn't listen, you can tell him it was crappy and that... Or no, you want him to make this again. You want Pat to continue to cook, so don't tell him it was bad.
No, he cooks.
I know he does.
I do the baking things. Yes, this is technically no bake, so like.
But you can continue to tell him it's good, so he continues to do stuff like this.
Now, the question I have is, whose column should we put this in when
Mine.
we're counting our bribe? Yours? Okay.
Whoa.
I didn't know if maybe if we gave Pat something that would help you at home, saying, hey, you got your bribe in.
No.
Nope. Okay. Screw you, Pat.
Like I said, I got 95% of the ingredients. And then remembered 2 minutes before every grocery store closed last night that I forgot one. And then I worked all day today.
She forgot the cool whip.
We did have a couple listener feedback just going through the Twitter page.
Okay.
All right.
We had
Anything from Doug? Can't give yourself a nickname.
I'm not seeing anything from Beaver Hands,
7.
Ape Hands, the Screwdriver,
Jewel of the Licking.
the Hammer, the Postman.
The Pontificator.
Ooh, that's a new one.
The Jewel of the Licking. Did we say that one?
I think Jeff just said that.
I just said that when you were reading your phone.
Yeah, nothing from him is showing up in the feed.
And he calls himself the #1 fan.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's because Jason's not here, so he doesn't have to worry about it. This is Doug's vacation. Jason's off, so he doesn't have to be a part of the podcast anymore. He doesn't have to contribute when Jason's away, apparently. Dad. Just saying.
So what you're saying is he lifts Jason up, because without Doug being there to give his questions and do what he does, then Jason would be next to useless.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, actually. You know what? Now I just said that, and now here we go.
It's all gone.
We had from RJ Holt 666.
He's not evil.
He's just my brother, handled that way. He says, and this is going back, I overheard you guys talking about Skyline when I was in the kitchen. If you're unaware or not from here, Skyline just announced that they are switching soft drink carriers. They are switching from Pepsi to Coke. And
I've heard of a lot of businesses in the area doing that.
yeah.
Apparently, as Jim said, Gold Star has done it already.
Yeah, so
Skyline's competitor.
yeah, they both did. So Randall wants to know who changes back to Pepsi first, Skyline or Gold Star.
Well, considering everyone is screaming they can't get their Mountain Dew with their Skyline now, and I haven't heard anybody care about Gold Star switching, I would guess Skyline. But Mountain Dew is terrible, so they made the right choice of going to Coke, because I'm more apt to eat there if I'm drinking a Coke.
I don't think ultimately don't think that it's going to matter for Skyline. Maybe Gold Star only as a marketing thing, like where, from a business standpoint, I don't think it really matters for Gold Star.
I did find the guy with the largest hand. His name's Jeff Dabe.
That is a large hand.
Yes. I want Doug to arm wrestle him. Or thumb wrestle him.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war.
Oh, yeah, you should totally check out that dude's TikTok page.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Uh-huh.
Somehow that made it into my algorithm.
Very glad you have not sent me that.
Yeah,
You send me some weird stuff.
I do. I'm really good at that. My algorithms get all sorts of wonky, and everybody has to. If I see it, everybody else has to see it. One of those kind of deals.
So blame the algorithm.
Yeah, that's totally. I mean, it's it's feasible. I'm going to say Gold Star simply just because I don't, as big as Skyline is, and they're in the stadiums, I don't think it's going to matter for them. Enough people aren't going to complain enough, like Frisch's, when they switched from Coke to Pepsi and then ultimately back to Coke because of the uproar of people who wanted their cherry vanilla Cokes.
Well, they're right. The flavors didn't taste right with Pepsi.
Yeah.
Because those people who don't know, we got Frisch's is the local big boy conglomerate or whatever you call it. And they put the actual syrup when they make like cherry Coke and vanilla Coke, and I guess there's a couple other strawberry,
chocolate.
They actually have syrup they put in, and with the Coke it tastes real good. But then when they switched to Pepsi and then did the same thing with the syrup, no, it was off.
I'm just trying to imagine chocolate Coke, and that just doesn't sound right.
Well, let's stop by Frisch's and try some.
Isn't there a Frisch's at the end of your street?
Maybe. Ask me when the last time I went to that Frisch's was.
When was the last time you went to that Frisch's?
I honestly couldn't tell you. Bare minimum 7 years, I would say.
3 months probably since I've been there. Not a good Frisch's.
No.
Not a great from a service standpoint. Nah.
So you don't even trust them to get you a chocolate Coke?
Not anymore.
I don't know if there is really good service at a Frisch's.
The mainliner one.
The one I had in Covington was actually pretty good the last time I was there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that Frisch's has been there ever since I was a child, and I remember going there all my life, and I don't ever remember it being as bad as it has been in the last 2 years.
I would say, I know the one closest to where I live service isn't great, and then the next closest one closed down last year unexpectedly.
So the last time I went, a coworker decided that's what we were going to have for lunch. And I said, that's cool. It's right there. I'll go pick it up. But she decided to order her food from DoorDash as a pickup and didn't
tell you.
And didn't tell me that. So I had to go pick up, go order my food, and then I had to pick up her food.
Was this mom or was this stepmom?
Mom. So I went to I ordered my food in the drive-thru, pulled around and paid, and then while I was waiting, I said, I'm also picking up a DoorDash order. Can I do that? And she's like, no, you have to come inside. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Not a terribly big deal. I get it. So wait for my food, get it, pull around, come inside. No one is at the front register. The lady who was working the drive-thru walks from the window to the front and says, hey, can I help you? And I'm like, I'm here to pick up my DoorDash order. And she's like, what was the name? She's like, hang on. And she disappeared.
We have to go make that.
But it was just all you had to do was just hand it to me.
And it's
That's too simple.
I
929, do you know what their children are?
Maybe in Boston.
Okay.
I don't know. So anyway.
Anywho.
Any other listener feedback?
Yeah, let me find it here. It was a... no.
Gone forever.
Yes. Talk amongst yourselves.
But anyway.
Oh, here it is.
Oh.
From the Pop Culture C4 from listener Biggest Dickness.
Nice.
He says...
A very good friend in Rome named Biggest Dickness.
Their question is, what was the first Saturday morning cartoon you remember watching when you were just a wee monkey?
Ooh. The first one
I'd have to say my first one I remember is going to be the Laugh Olympics.
That's the same one I was going to say, but I'm a little older, so I should have memories of earlier than that, but I just remember Laugh Olympics was the family's favorite, so.
That was definitely our dad's favorite.
Mine will probably be very predictable, but it's probably, honestly, what first thing that popped in my head was Looney Tunes.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
They're no Tiny Toons. I've got the Tiny Toons theme running in my head right now, so.
Why?
You said Looney Tunes,
So
and it just entered.
Okay.
They're tiny, they're toony, they're all a little loony, and in this cartoony,
We're invading your TV. With comic dispensers, we crack up all the sensors on Tiny.
Marlia, what cartoon do you remember watching?
I mean, I didn't really.
Are you too young for Saturday morning cartoons?
I mean, I know what they are, but like.
Oh, she's too young for Saturday cartoons.
You don't remember waking up earlier on Saturday than you did on the regular day?
Absolutely not.
Make your own bowl of cereal and sit in front of the TV just to watch cartoons from 7 a.m. to noon?
No.
Oh,
Didn't do that.
that was childhood.
Yep, my childhood Saturday mornings was waking up, and usually my dad had Hometown Haiku on, which is a basically. So I'm a native of Pittsburgh, and it's a basically like quiz show type thing, but it's three teams of like 3 students from the local high schools, and they compete against each other in like academic questions and stuff. And eventually there's like a
Thanks, Brian.
For what?
For letting your dog sniff into the microphone.
I didn't do that.
Oh, okay.
but basically there's like a championship at the end.
Okay. I would have tried to get on that if I was in high school.
Every high school had a team. And we're gonna stop there.
Yeah, we didn't have any trivia bowl teams.
Well, it wasn't like I said
yeah.
trivia. It's more like it's legitimately academic.
Yeah, we didn't have any academic teams when I was in school.
No, it wasn't a thing.
No debate.
No, we didn't have any master debaters.
Whoa. But we didn't even have theater. What?
They did a mixed
We went to
I forget you went to
all guys school.
we went to the all boys school. Like I probably would have been a theater geek if I went to a school that had theater. But we didn't have theater. They had a spring musical that the people in the Glee Club put on with the girls' school next door. But if you weren't part of the Glee Club, you pretty much weren't going to be in that. And if you couldn't sing, like me,
really weren't going to be in it.
you weren't going to be in.
You could do stage crew.
Well, they didn't do a good job of recruiting stage crew because I might have done it for extracurriculars.
Well, Jeff, can you give me a little bit of music for some News of the Geek?
Oh, News of the Geek music. Hold on. I need to change a couple of settings here.
I had to bring it up out of nowhere like Jason does.
All right. And, yep.
Okay.
It's time for another episode of the News of the Geek.
Okay, from the Mirror US, where Jason gets all his news from.
Or none of it.
Teen heartbroken after finding out best friend of 10 years was a hired actor.
Is this a story about Jason?
A teenager has been left heartbroken after claiming his best friend of 10 years is actually an actor hired by his aunt. Lawson Spolansky, who uses the handle at Lawson Spolansky on TikTok, shared a shocking story in a video that has been watched over 1 million times. In the video titled, "I'm finally ready to share with you this horrific story," Lawson tells how it all began back in July of 2012 when he was just 5 years old. He says he was a bit naughty at school and had some behavioral problems. His Aunt Jecka sent him down one day and told him he needed to become a better man. A few days later, while playing on the monkey bars, Lawson fell and hurt his knee. He claims a blonde boy came over and started teasing him as he cried. The boy's mom then came over and helped him. This happened while Lawson's nanny was in the public park's loo, reports Wales Online. When the new school term started, Lawson saw the same blonde boy, who he calls Dexter for the story, was in his class. They even sat next to each other. From then on, they became good friends, and Lawson started doing a lot better at school. In 2018, Dexter told Lawson he got a big birthday present of money and wanted to use it for a trip to Paris, Spain, and California with him.
Wait, sorry, how old are these? I'm not good at math.
They're
How old are they at this point?
This was 2012, so
2012,
so about 11 or 12
Yeah,
at this point.
That's where I would my.
I'm shocked. I'm like, this is crazy, Lawson said. Dexter asked Lawson to make a list of all the things he wanted to take on the trip, but the next day school came, Dexter said he didn't think they would go after all. When Lawson asked why, he said his mate would make up all these strange reasons, like being too sick or needing to go to tennis camp.
Same thing.
Yeah.
He needed to take acting lessons to learn how to go on vacation. I've never been on vacation. I'm gonna have to postpone. Tell him I've got tennis lessons.
Lawson soon brushed off the canceled trip and said, whatever. When the TikToker told his dad about it, his dad said, you know, these things happen. Life throws surprises at us. The next day, Lawson's dad showed him a photo of his aunt on Instagram with Dexter and his mom on a holiday in Hollywood. Lawson called Dexter, and he was told it was a mix-up about the trip. The TikToker wanted to know what else was really happening, so he asked his dad. The dad said there was an extra ticket, which was supposed to be for him, but ended up going to Lawson's aunt. The trip was half business, half fun. Dexter's mom was allegedly out there looking at a house she wanted to buy in California. Years later, in 2021, Lawson started dating a guy who worked as a pool boy for Dexter's family. He says this is when he found out the real story about his friendship with Dexter. Lawson then claimed that his close friend, Dexter, had been hired by his aunt to be his best mate. Lawson recounts how his aunt arranged for Dexter's mom, quote-unquote, who was a production company manager, to work with him and help Dexter into an ideal friend.
Oh, God.
Making this emotional video even more moving, he reveals that the therapist from whom he sought guidance turned out to be the sister of Dexter's manager. Lawson says he confronted Dexter about these allegations, and Dexter claims confirmed them all. Visibly upset, the TikToker lambasted his Aunt Jecka and Dexter, stating uncertainly, I've never experienced a true friendship, so thank you, Aunt Jecka, before adding, I don't know what to do now.
Oh,
wow.
God. Are you serious right now? Man, just wait till Jason finds out Doug's been paying us all along.
Oh, Jason knows his mom's been paying me. I've been telling him that for years.
Well, she stopped paying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now Jason actually has to carry his own weight.
Yeah.
Then the next article we got is from Business Insider, where Jason gets all his news from. A student persuaded by his friend to get his legs amputated for a $1.3 million insurance scam wound up only getting $7,200 that he now has to return.
What the mother?
A university student in Taiwan who had his legs amputated in hopes of receiving a $1.3 million insurance payout has been arrested on suspicion of fraud, local prosecutors said.
You think?
The 23-year-old, identified only by his last name Zhang, plunged his feet into a bucket of dry ice for over 10 hours to get them so badly frostbitten they would need double amputation.
Oh, my God.
Not that it matters, but where was the amputation at?
It doesn't really say.
Taiwan.
Taiwan.
Thank you, Jeff.
The Bureau said that a friend of Zhang's from high school, identified only as Lau, persuaded him to carry out the insurance scam. Lau, also 23, suffered losses from trading cryptocurrency, and he tricked Zhang into signing a legal note obligating him to pay about $800,000 per investigators.
Look, I've been honest about Hobie Coin from the beginning, everyone. It's not my fault that Lau couldn't contain himself in the Hobie Coin market. Oh, my God.
On January 26, 2023, Lau and Zhang rode around Taipei on a motorbike at night, wanting to present the claim that Zhang was afflicted with frostbite while riding the vehicle in the late evening. Just days before, Zhang bought several expensive life insurance, travel insurance, and accident insurance policies. After their motorbike ride...
Dogs are mad at Lau and Zhang.
Yeah, Rocky cannot believe this story.
After their motorbike ride, Zhang soaked his feet in dry ice and was admitted to the hospital. But the medical staff said something was amiss while assessing him, the Bureau said. His legs bore no shoe or sock marks, and his injuries appeared symmetrical, which was inconsistent with a natural occurring frostbite injury. The weather night of January 26th was also nowhere close to below freezing, with its coldest temperatures at 42 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's even too warm to be in a refrigerator.
As Taiwan is a subtropical region, cases of severe frostbite requiring amputation are unheard of due to natural climatic conditions. Zhang's legs were amputated below the calf due to his frostbite injuries, but his case was reported to authorities. When police investigated Zhang and Lau in November, they found the plastic bucket used to free Zhang's feet, insurance documents, a white polystyrene box for dry ice, 8 mobile phones, and a tablet computer.
How did he keep it all?
Yeah,
Throw
it's
that
like
shit away.
you don't keep the evidence.
Lau and Zhang were arrested on January 17th, both charged with fraud, aiding and abetting serious injury. Local media citing prosecutors reported that Zhang had claimed $7,200 from one insurer and the money would be seized. Some insurers and authorities have reported that insurance fraud rates are rising post-pandemic.
Wow.
So on the flip side of that, my story, since we're doing stories now, comes from the New York Post, where I'm sure Blake gets all of his news. Hugo Ramirez underwent painful leg lengthening surgery to shoot up from 5'9" to over 6 feet tall. Is already planning to go under the knife to grow 3 more inches. He's ready to throw down $80,000 on a second cosmetic surgery to reach 6'4". Although following the first surgery, he had to learn how to walk again. He reportedly is eager to try out new technology rolled out by Dr. Kevin Debeshard, who runs Limplast X Institute and operates on clients from all over the world as the popularity of leg lengthening surgery continues to grow. I see what they did there.
Oh, man.
He was 5'9", the average height for a man, when he first walked into the clinic in early 2023.
Oh, a little late on that.
That's all right. When you're 5'9",
I'm Brad.
When you're 5'9", you still have to fight to get where you have to be at. I mean, I had to earn my respect. Guys who are 6 foot tall, I don't even know how they get to their positions in life. It's probably because they're tall. Hugo said.
What country is this in?
It honestly doesn't say, unless it's further down in the article.
I just think somebody has like low self-esteem.
The surgery required numerous sacrifices to go the distance. He told the news station he had to lose a chunk of weight, slimming down from 215 to 197 through a gastric sleeve procedure.
Jeez.
Then, following the limb lengthening surgery, he had to be retaught how to walk. What hurt the worst was learning how to walk all over again and muscle atrophy. Ramirez, who noted he is occasionally confused with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, said that that was the most brutal part, was the muscle atrophy. The doctor has been in business for years and can help stretch limbs by up to 6 inches.
Why?
Because you're just so worried about your self-worth that you think you need to be...
5'9" not even that short.
It isn't. The institute where he is doing this is located in Las Vegas.
I was gonna say,
Oh, Lord.
I thought in the beginning you said something about like
He has patients from South America, Europe, Canada, and a dozen different states have all flocked to Las Vegas in the last month alone to gain a few inches, where Debichard, the Harvard-trained doc, practices.
You think Zhang is going to go there after he gets out of prison?
There's a fourth generation of the implant called the Precise Max that has recently come out. It is a more fortified implant. It allows for increased weight-bearing capacity, so it will allow patients to actually be able to mobilize and walk right after surgery. Oh, my God.
If there's a market for it, somebody's going to do it. Right.
Do they, have to break bones for this to work?
I imagine they'd have to, and then they have to put the insert in and connect it. Yeah.
What bone? Would it be like shin or like thigh? I mean, region.
Yeah, I don't.
Not like
I imagine it'd probably be both lower leg bones.
Yeah.
I don't see them breaking.
Make them more sense.
I don't see them breaking a femur.
No, that's the worst bone to heal.
Yeah.
If it gets broken.
Because it's the thickest and biggest. So
That's what she said.
yes, she did.
Yeah. So we go from amputation to limb lengthening.
So Zhang, when you get out of prison, you can probably go see Dr. Debichard over in Vegas. Maybe he can put feet on too.
He'll give you a leg to stand on.
Hey, I was on the button that time.
Oh, is it cookie time?
Or Pop-Tart.
We can let our guests decide.
Don't make me decide. I'm horrible at deciding things.
Pop-Tart.
Jeff said Pop-Tart.
What are you saying in there, Dr. Dana? She says cookies.
Well, we have two options for cookies.
Both.
Chocolate cream, Korean Oreos, or Earl Grey tea, Milanos. Cookies. Okay. Got it.
They're both.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to start with Oreos. Today's Oreos. It's chocolate cream Oreos.
Ooh.
From somewhere in Asia.
Korea.
They still all Korean?
They're all Korean.
Yep, that is Korean. Open these up.
Rose, you cannot have an Oreo.
You can give her one to go take over to
Dr.
Dr. Dana.
For some reason, I don't think Dr. Dana will get it.
If she wants a cookie, she has to come in here.
Ooh, kind of has a hot chocolate smell or something to it. I like the smell.
It does smell like hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's better than the hot chocolate song from the Polar Express, because that was god-awful.
Everything's better than stuff in the Polar Express.
All right, anybody got an opinion?
That's a tasty Oreo.
Yeah.
The cream is really good. I like that a lot.
It's a positive reaction.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I would like this better if it was the chocolate cream, but with the
white cookie.
Ooh, a golden
cookie with the chocolate cream, or it's chocolate on chocolate.
I think we said that before too. The last chocolate cream we had,
Probably.
I don't know. I think chocolate and chocolate would be.
This would be absolutely delightful with a glass of milk.
Yes, that is what's missing with this. Mm-hmm. This is a dunkable cookie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I recommend.
Yes. We're getting a thumbs down from the green room, Dr. Dana. Thumbs down. I've never seen her thumbs down an Oreo in my life.
I guess double chocolate Korean Oreos are not her cup of tea. Speaking of cup of tea, we've got London
Milano.
Ooh. But
oh, I'm sorry.
Now that was a good segue. So these are the Milano Londoner or London Fog. There's be 3 rows of 4.
That adds up to 12 distinctive cookies.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just gonna read out this headline since we've been talking about limbs and body parts. This is a headline, an article that Blake shared with us that said, "Man with new arms can't wait to masturbate," or so we assume.
Yep, that's a Blake article.
Yeah. In India, bilateral hand transplant was successfully completed on a painter, meaning he probably can't wait to get a brush in his hands once more. According to one Twitter user, though, they thought he would most be excited about being able to jerk off again. So, there we go. We'll end our body part news of the geek.
So, what do we think of the cookies? I haven't tried mine yet, but
that is very subtle of a flavor. I'm almost trying to find something.
Well, Milanos are Pepperidge Farms are pretty subtle.
Yeah, but it's. I mean,
an Earl Grey is not a particularly strongly flavored tea.
Oh, maybe I would like Earl Grey then, because I agree with Ted Lasso. It's just brown hot water.
It's definitely in the aftertaste and the cream kind of like. I could dip this in milk, and this would be delightful.
Could we dip it in tea?
You probably could.
Probably, yeah.
Like a tea and biscuit. No, it is a lovely cookie.
Biscuits with the boss.
Yes.
Biscuits with the boss.
That is pretty good.
It is just a subtle tea flavor at the back.
I somehow feel like Jason would have something to complain about these cookies. I don't know why. He would just find something to complain about with them. I don't know.
Well, that's what I would.
Blake would probably pass on him to eat the rest of the Oreos sitting on the table.
That's fair. It's a good thing Blake doesn't know where I live.
Going back for Oreo number 2.
Okay, how's the Oreo after the Milano?
You definitely need milk. Like I said, dunkable cookie.
So we ready for a little bit of box office news and world report?
If you give me a second here.
I just have to spring it up on you real fast so you don't have time.
I noticed.
I'm just doing my best Jason impersonation.
Oh, the Bengals signed Trent Brown today.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
All right. Well, the box office news. We pretty much just have the top 5 going on. So coming in this week at number 1 for, I think this is the second straight week, Kung Fu Panda 4.
Ooh.
Whoa. It has made another $30 million.
Whew.
For a total of $107.8 million. That's a lot. Kung Fu Panda just rakes in the money, I guess.
I enjoyed the first one, and the next ones just seemed like the same.
Yeah, I think I saw the first 2. I don't think I saw 3.
It
or
was a third, let alone a fourth.
Yeah.
Until I heard the box office stuff first time it came on.
Yeah, I did not realize that they were up to 4 of the. They should shoot one of those in California.
In the valley?
Maybe in the valley.
Oh. Well, but then all their problems would be solved by the end, right?
One would think. Yeah. By the end, they'd be able to figure it out. I don't know.
Coming in at number 2, we have Dune Part 2, taking in another $28.5 million. Total of $204.7 million. So Dune is raking them in.
That's probably about breaking even now.
Well, especially since Part 1 was still like mainly on streaming, not
Not in the theater.
in the theater. So they kind of need to make the money back from Part 1 too.
Has anyone seen that yet?
I have.
So
I know, shocking me of all people.
So you saw Dune and Dune 2?
Technically,
Okay.
I
don't. Either you have or you haven't. I don't know
no. So
what do you mean?
I've watched them both.
Okay.
Part 1. Well, I was at trivia on Wednesday night. This was 3 weeks ago, and we were talking about it. It was the weekend that Dune was coming out, it had just come out the weekend before, something like that. And my friends were like, "Let's see Dune 2," and I was like, "I haven't seen the first one." And they were like, "Let's get tickets for Saturday," and I was like, "I guess we're doing this." And so I was like, I should probably watch the first one first. And so I went home. I got home from trivia and watched it that night, which was Wednesday. I started it at like 10:30ish, and I had to open at work the next morning, so be there at 7. And I definitely didn't fall asleep at the end. And then I watched the second one in the theater, and I definitely didn't do any mind-altering substances beforehand. But I was there, and I watched it.
So technically, she watched it. She
Technically,
doesn't
I watched
remember
it.
it.
I know, I remember it, but I spent a lot of the time being like, what is happening?
I remember.
I spent a lot of the time being like, what is going on?
What is happening?
I don't think you needed to take anything
True.
going into
Correct.
watching that film.
It was very pretty. It was very
Cinematography.
gorgeous. Yeah, it was a gorgeous movie. I was just a little confused.
Okay, what's number 3?
Coming in at number 3, we have in its debut, Arthur the King makes $7.6 million.
Yeah.
That's about the dog.
Yeah, we talked
I was like,
about
what
that.
is that?
It's they find there are people like going on like a geo race, like a long endurance race, and there's a dog that kind of starts following them on the way, and they end up kind of adopting him as their team pet. And they have to cross over mountains and go over rivers and stuff, and I don't know how the dog, and then the dog finds some way to follow them, and
Dog.
yeah, they're biking and canoeing and everything, and the dog goes the entire way.
Wait, you're telling me there's a movie with a dog in a canoe?
Oh, the dog doesn't get in the canoe.
Oh.
They canoe down the river, and the dog finds a way down.
Oh.
He had the camera crew take him.
I
It was
didn't
easier.
I didn't watch it, so maybe he is in the canoe. I just the preview.
That dog's not on that bicycle. I'm not watching it.
That dog is not actually hang gliding.
Nope. If that dog doesn't do its own stunts, I'll still probably watch it at some point, but because it's got a dog in it.
Was it Wahlberg in it or?
Oh yeah, maybe.
We mentioned something about
Yeah.
Wahlberg's last week.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 4, Imaginary made another $5.5 million for a total of $19 million.
I don't believe it.
Sounds made up.
It's not real.
It's not real.
And number 5, Cabrini made $2.8 million, total of $13 million. That rounds out the top 5. I would like to say I'm a little impressed here. Movie number 6, just missing the top 5 with $2.4 million. Love Lies Bleeding is up this week from the previous week, 1,548%.
Whoa.
So it did $2 million this week for a total 2.7. It did 2.4 this week for a total of 2.7.
Just did 300,000 the prior.
So it was probably released limitedly and then
Yeah.
extended release, but it jumped up there to number 6. And
Wow.
And upcoming, we have Peter 5'8".
If he gets surgery, he can become Peter 5'11".
He could become Peter 6'4" or 6'4".
A seemingly glamorous real estate agent in a small mountain community is revealed to be an unhinged alcoholic with a dark secret when a charismatic man in black shows up one day at the behest of his shadowy boss.
Yeah, I mean, to be a successful real estate agent, you have to be at least 6 foot tall or more, right?
I mean, to get any place
In life.
in life.
You have to be.
I don't know how you small 5'9" people do anything.
Well, I mean, I've already booked my surgery.
Oh, okay.
So, because I'm only, on a good day, I'm only 5'8".
Ooh.
So,
See, I'm up to 5'9"3/4". And if I wear my hair a little higher,
yeah.
5'10".
Yep. Yep.
Next, we have Problemista. Alejandro is an aspiring toy designer from El Salvador struggling to bring his unusual ideas to life in New York. As time runs out on his work visa, a job assisting an erratic art world outcast becomes his only hope to stay in the country. Ooh, this one is Julio Torres plays Alejandro, while Tilda Swinton plays Elizabeth. And we get Riza and Isabella Rossellini in this one.
Riza and Rossellini.
Next, we have Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire. When the discovery of an ancient artifact unleashes an evil force, Ghostbusters new and old must join forces to protect their home and save the world from a second ice age. Man. Starring McKenna Grace, Annie Potts, Carrie Coon, Paul Rudd, this Bill Murray guy, Finn Wolfhard, Patton Oswalt, and it's not a Ghostbusters movie. It doesn't have Ernie Hudson.
Gotta have Ernie Hudson.
Gotta have Ernie Hudson.
What about Dan? Is Dan in it?
I'm assuming I just didn't get this far on the...
Man, he's that low on the bill now.
I feel like I didn't see him in any of the previews that I've seen for that.
I'm trying to remember, because I thought I saw a still picture of Bill, Dan, and Ernie.
Yeah, that's what I've seen something floating around.
And the next we have Immaculate. Cecilia, a woman of devout faith, is warmly welcomed to the picture-perfect Italian countryside, where she is offered a new role at an illustrious convent. But it becomes clear to Cecilia, with her new home, harbors dark and horrifying secrets. We get to see Sydney Sweeney as a nun.
I'm sure nobody on the internet has anything productive to say about that.
No.
Do I know who Sydney Sweeney is?
She's from Euphoria.
Oh, then I don't know who she is. Okay.
What movie was she just in that just came
The
out?
one with Glenn Powell? Is that who it was? No, that's not.
I remember hearing the name a couple times, but I couldn't place
If only we had a way to look this up.
Only if somebody wasn't on IMDb looking these things up and they could find out what's in.
Who would that be?
I don't know. Let's see. How about The White Lotus, The Handmaid's Tale, Everything Sucks, Euphoria, Madam Web. And the big one that just came out is Anyone But You.
Oh, so she did a lot of stuff that I've seen none of them. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, she's kind of attractive.
She is very attractive. She hosted SNL a couple weeks ago, and that's pretty much all they talked about was that she's much better looking than everybody else around her.
Maybe that's where I heard the name, Saturday Night Live.
And then the next and final movie we have coming out this week is Sleeping Dogs. An ex-homicide detective with memory loss is forced to solve a brutal murder only to uncover chilling secrets from his forgotten past. We get to see Old Man Russell Crowe.
Ooh, Russell's new movie.
Yes.
Great.
With Karen Gillan, Martin Zokas, Tommy Flanagan.
Ooh, Chibs.
Yep.
Tommy Flanagan, isn't that the liar that John Lovitz played?
No, this is the actor, not
the...
This is Tommy Flanagan, who was in your favorite movie, Braveheart. He was also in Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
And,
When he said Chibs, I knew who he was. But
so that is our recap and our what's coming up. So, do you have any top 5 music?
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, well, we can eat a Pop-Tart in the meantime.
Oh, yeah, let's eat Pop-Tarts.
So these are the chocolate chip pancake.
I believe it says
Chocolatey chip pancake.
Chocolatey chip. Does that mean it's not real chocolate? It's just chocolatey?
It's chocolate adjacent.
Or as Jason so eloquently stated last week, it looks like there's ants on those Pop-Tarts. Fucking idiot.
Let's see. Titles for the show. Jason is a fucking idiot.
So these were a bribe from Dr. Dana.
Oh.
We already had the peeps.
Ooh. Oh, those chocolatey chips look good. Not like ants.
It looks nothing like ants.
I don't know what ants look like in Indiana.
It's Jason.
Apparently, it's just little specks. Okay, the crust is...
That's a nice little, what do you call it, icing on there.
Okay, it's regular crust. Icing.
You can smell the syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. I'm not getting, like, obviously Pop-Tarts have their, like, maple brown sugar where you really get the maple in that. I'm getting less maple in this.
It is. It's
Well, it's a pancake. They usually put maple syrup on that. But
it's kind of a cross between that and the Eggo one.
Mm-hmm.
it does have a more mapley aftertaste.
Mm-hmm.
That's brown sugar cinnamon, isn't it? Not maple brown sugar.
Brown sugar cinnamon, yeah.
I'm an idiot.
But you have maple, though.
You're thinking of the oatmeal. Maple and brown sugar.
Okay.
It's a good Pop-Tart.
Yes. I would recommend.
I like it better. I did not like the Eggo ones. This is much better.
Although, I'm still upset that the best Pop-Tart they don't make anymore.
Which one?
The white chocolate fudge or whatever that was called.
Yeah, now you have to get the cookies and cream.
Which is nowhere near as good. As a matter of fact, cookies and cream is garbage.
I like the cookie and cream one.
No, I don't. The cream in there's something wrong with that cream.
Maybe you got the ones that Doug found on the side of the road.
Yeah, they were in the woods with all the mail.
And the ranch ice cream. See, we appreciate what the bribes we got from two of our Tri-Canadians of the Year. They were delicious.
Yeah, this is rare where we have, well, I mean, Peeps aside.
Peeps are good.
For everyone except for me, the Peeps, great. But everything that we've had has been, we've all...
5 for 5?
Yeah.
The only time somebody gagged or anything was when we mentioned Jason's name and your dogs were trying to throw up.
Yeah. And like I said, that I take pride in training them well to do that. So...
We didn't get anybody eating a piece of ice cream going...
That was me.
I think I did that too.
Yep. I believe that I actually took a screenshot of that portion of the video that's floating around.
I think you sent that to me.
Yeah.
I asked you, how was it?
Not a great face. But it was very much warranted. That is a delightful Pop-Tart. I can only imagine how much better that is toasted.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is one that should be warmed up.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Just enough chocolate to where it doesn't overwhelm. Like the filling. Love it.
So it looks like it's 4 thumbs up.
It is. Are you going to come in and try it? It's your bribe. You can try it.
Tonight was 19 thumbs up.
19 thumbs up.
And I didn't have to drive an hour. I haven't been interrupted.
Oh, we haven't been doing our job.
Yeah, we haven't
supposed to be interrupting you.
Sorry, Brian. We've let you down tonight. We let you speak.
Yeah.
And tell stories and talk.
How dare you?
The problem is, though, he forgot the Mad Libs.
In our haste of Jason pushing us out of his... The Mad Libs live in the studio.
I'm sorry.
And in Jason's haste of pushing us out of the house last week because we went about 15 minutes longer than we usually do, and he really had to go to bed, he pushed us out of the studio while we were trying to get all the gear together, and I forgot.
As a listener, I enjoyed that extra 15 minutes last week.
Ooh.
And by last week, I mean I listened to it Sunday night.
Yes.
So we have to let Jason know that we can name the show.
Longer.
The guests want us to record longer.
The guests enjoy an extra 15 minutes.
The guests request more.
But not more Jason.
Oh, we can
To be clear.
Less Jason, more...
more
Other?
Brian, Jim, and Jeff.
Yeah.
Or we can actually we can write it down and we'll put as a listener feedback in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Done.
Yeah, just tweet that at us.
You think that I'll remember to do that?
I'll remind you.
He'll tweet something to remind you to tweet it.
Yes, I will do that.
Okay, do we have our top 5 music?
Let's see.
And we have our top 5.
It's top
Top
5
favorite records.
or albums, yes.
It's records in honor of
you are
High
correct.
Fidelity turning 24, was it?
Yesterday was the 24th anniversary of High Fidelity being released in theaters. So I thought suggesting a top 5. Actually, this was Jim's suggestion.
I was going to say, you posted it.
I
and then
posted it,
Jim
Jim
was like,
suggested
top
it.
5.
Yep.
So
So top 5 records, since that's what his
top 5 lists. That's what Rob was all about.
Yep. And didn't he name his store top 5 records, or
His
his
record
label? His label was top 5 records.
Top 5 records.
When he signed the 2 skateboarding thieves.
Okay, we'll start with our guest. No, okay, we'll start with Jeff.
Let's see. Which one do I want to put at number 5? I will go with Lives Throwing Copper.
That is a solid album from front to back.
Yes, it is definitely one of the no weak spots on an album.
And the non-release songs were still fantastic.
The deep cuts were great. No throwaways on that album. So I pick Lives Throwing Copper for my number 5.
Okay, I'll go next in my number 5. Let me find the album here. It is going to be The Cranberries.
Ooh.
And it will be To the Faithful Departed, their 3rd studio album with Dolores, released in 1996.
I never remember which songs were on which albums. Like, they had their first 3 albums.
This is Salvation, Free to Decide, When You're Gone, Hollywood, I Just Shot John Lennon, War Child, Bosnia.
I didn't know she shot John Lennon.
Yeah,
It's in the song.
The song that I Just Shot John Lennon.
Did she get arrested?
No, she framed Mark David Chapman.
Mark David Chapman.
Oh, okay.
Smart lady.
All right.
Brian, what's your number 5?
My number 5, I am going to go with Incubus Morning View.
Excellent.
Wish You Were Here, Nice to Know You. Echo.
I just watched that.
I know.
Okay, now it's time for our our guest. Marlia, what's your number 5?
I'm going to go with Equals by Ed Sheeran because it has my wedding song on it.
Oh.
And it's number 5?
Whoa. I am...
Well,
I'm just saying.
when you hear her next 4, you'll understand.
Obviously, I'll get it.
Definitely not. No, that was the first of the albums that I could think of. So really, my top 5 is no particular order.
Oh, well, you got to say that in no
Sorry.
particular order.
I was expecting
sorry.
like Plus and Division and Multiply to be on there too.
So I only picked Equals simply because of the wedding song.
He's a good songwriter.
He is. Even in the movie Yesterday.
Even though he wants to make it Hey Dude.
Yeah, well,
Well, he made it Hey Dude.
yeah, they did go Hey Dude.
What's your number 4, Marlia?
My number 4, I am going to Hobie this.
Ooh.
At-
Like Hobie.
It is going to be both Folklore and Evermore by Taylor Swift because they are sister albums.
Ooh.
They go together.
We got some T Swift. She won a Super Bowl this year.
She did win the Super Bowl this year.
I heard that. I didn't know if it was true or not. I
Does
wasn't
she-
sure.
does she get a ring?
In her rookie year.
In her rookie year. Was she Rookie of the Year?
Wait, is she dating an NFL player? I really haven't been able to.
No, I think she was on the team.
Yeah, we think she's actually part of the team.
Really?
Maybe she bought the team. She bought the league. I
All possibilities.
think she can afford it. Okay, Brian, what's your number 4?
My number 4, I am going to go with Endgame by Rise Against, or Rise Against album. Endgame.
Okay.
Favorite song from that one? Or song is it?
Satellite, probably.
Okay.
Or Help Is on the Way.
So what would Jack Black's character from the movie?
High Fidelity.
High Fidelity. I forgot the name of the movie that we were celebrating here. What would he say about the album?
Barry Jive and the Uptown 5.
Formerly known as Kathleen Turner Overdrive. But tonight there will be...
Barry Jive
Yeah.
and the Uptown 5.
There was a third. They were something, and
Yeah.
then Kathleen Turner Overdrive in there.
Tonight.
He would probably hate it.
I assume he would hate everything on my list, so...
Yeah, he is kind of a... I did appreciate the snobbiness of the record restore employees.
Yeah, when they sold the customer that comes in all the time, like the record, but they wouldn't sell it. He wouldn't sell it to the other guy because he wouldn't appreciate it.
And the other guy looks like Scab Jeff.
Yes, he did.
He does.
Todd Luiso.
I did not appreciate how much Jack Black picked on him.
I appreciated how much they beat the crap out of Tim Robbins when they hit him with the phone and dropped the air conditioner on him. Might be my favorite scene from the movie.
Get your patchouli stink ass out of here.
Okay, my number 4. I'll stay Irish. Ooh. And I will go Watermark by Enya.
Ooh.
It's a little different. They're a little different sound. But it has the big hit Orinoco Flow off of that one.
Yes, it does. Sail away, sail away.
But all her songs are fantastic off that album. Storms in Africa, Watermark, Curse on Perficio, Miss Claire Remembers, Evening Falls. Yeah, just fantastic from front to finish.
That was my go-to album to study to.
I used that to like kind of sleep.
I was gonna say that was the background music of Late Night Girl Talk.
Late Night Girl Talk.
Late Night Basement Girl Talk.
Yes, it was.
I'm going to go with my number 4. I'm breaking my rule, because normally when I make these things, I won't do like best ofs or live albums or something, but I'm going for a live album on this one.
Okay.
I'm going with Iron Maiden's Live After Death.
That is a pretty good one.
That is pretty good.
It's like Iron Maiden is one of my favorite bands, but every album they have has some weak songs. But the live albums and great performances that they recorded have all the good songs on this album. So I decided to break my own personal rule.
Hey, it's your list, Jeff. You can do whatever you want.
It is, but I'm going live after death.
When I purchased that CD, I got a strange look from the cashier, because I think at the same time I bought that, I bought Johnny Cash and like maybe Liz Phair. And I just looked at her and said, "Yep, all for me."
Definitely all go together.
They do definitely all go together. I'll move on to my number 3. That's what I'm on. I will say Queensryche's Operation Mindcrime.
That's pretty fantastic. Favorite song? Well, they all kind of go together since it is a...
It is a whatchamacallit album. The thing that tells a big story. Concept album.
Yeah.
Tells a story. And at one point in time, every song was my favorite at one point in time. And then, once I would start listening to another song and really like that one, and so they would all move up. But I guess the Sweet Sister Mary, the big 10-minute epic there at the end of side 1 was probably my favorite.
Okay, so it's my number 3.
Your number 3.
I'm going to go do something different, too, here. I am going to go an album full of covers.
Ooh.
That's an EP. It's Phantomime by Ghost.
Yes. Ghost is good. I need to listen to all their songs.
You got Jesus, He Knows Me, a Genesis cover, Hanging Around, the Stranglers cover, Fan of the Opera, an Iron Maiden cover, We Don't Need Another Hero, a Tina Turner, and See No Evil television cover. So it's just, they're all great songs, and they put a different spin on them all, and it's a fun album.
I almost bought that the other day when while record shopping at Paper Street Trading Company.
Ooh.
Let's see here. My number 3, I'm going to go with The Works from Queen.
The Works is a good one.
Yes. Has my favorite Queen song on it.
Trying to remember. Is that Radio Gaga?
It is.
Okay.
That is the first track of the album.
I'm thinking of the right album even. Yes.
Also has I Want to Break Free on it.
I want to break free.
Yep.
All right. I don't want to sing as close as we do when we sing Billie Eilish, because we're damn near stealing.
Yeah, we were almost trademark infringing. Like we almost got that episode pulled because we do not have the rights to sing that song or play that song.
It amuses me.
Marley, do you have a number 3?
My number 3 is going to be Midnights by Taylor Swift. I personally love that album and don't have any skips. But I know you guys don't listen to Taylor Swift, so.
I don't, but as long as you love it, that's what matters. And if you find an album with no skips, it's worth keeping.
Yep.
Anything else you want to say, or do you want to move on to your number 2?
Number 2.
My number 2 is Rumors by Fleetwood Mac.
Ooh, great album.
That is fantastic. From front to back and
back to front. Mm-hmm. Whichever way you listen to it.
And the entire concept of the album is all the
heartbreak.
All the heartbreak going on between the band members and their personal lives and everything that's been said about them, and they put it in the song and
gotta love the drama.
and sang about each other.
As someone said, it's like, oh yeah, you might think you can get back at your boyfriend, blah blah blah, but Stevie Nicks is such a badass. She writes a song about how terrible her ex was and makes him perform it every time they play a concert.
I mean, that's one way to do it. Just stick it to him.
Love it.
Number 2, Brian.
My number 2, I am going with Versus Pearl Jam.
Ooh. I'd have 10 on as an honorable mention.
Yeah, 10's. I mean, 10 is.
They're both fantastic albums. So.
Versus is just a little different.
Yeah.
Than sound, wise. I like Versus better than I like 10, but 10 is the
quintessential.
Yeah. That
will put them on the map.
Yep.
So my number 2, I will go Pink.
Ooh.
Funhouse. With
I'm not sure which songs go on which Pink album. So
so what? Sober.
Sober's good.
I Don't Believe You. Please Don't Leave Me. Bad Influence. Glitter in the Air and Funhouse were the release tracks.
A lot of release tracks.
Yeah, released 7 off the album. And they're fantastic in concert too. Sounds great. Jeff, you're number 2.
My number 2, I'm going to go with Blue October and Foiled. Love that album. Not a bad song on that album. Some really great songs on that album. And even like a fun, catchy one. If you Into the Ocean, I know it has a different feel than most of the other songs on there, but that's a fun, peppy one.
That's their the video was an homage to Smashing Pumpkins.
And it does that old timey. I forgot the French filmmaker who did the From the Earth to the Moon or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, and your number 1.
My number 1, and I'll probably get a lot of boos from other fans of this band, but I'm picking Pink Floyd's The Final Cut. I love that album. It's probably, as everyone says, more of a Roger Waters solo album with the other guys playing their instruments, but I think it is spectacularly done, and I like it better than their more popular ones.
Okay. My number 1, I am going to go with Metallica and Justice for All. It has my favorite track from them with 1, and then even the other ones are. I don't think there's bad songs on there. They're instrumentals are still great. And,
they're all good on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So, and Brian, you're number 1.
My number 1, I'm going to Hobie It.
Of course.
I'm going to go with War and the Joshua Tree.
I was thinking Joshua Tree on my list. They're both fantastic albums too.
Yeah, both. I can't really put one or the other over, but they're both start to finish just.
They're both good albums, but if I was picking you two, I'd actually pick Achtung Baby.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that album, but
it don't matter because people can like different things.
Exactly.
And they had a song called One on that, too.
Yes, they did. Marlia, what is your number 1?
My number 1, simply because it is the vinyl that I currently have on my record player, is Harry's House by Harry Styles.
He was in another band, wasn't he?
I think so.
With the one with all the brothers, right?
Jonas Brothers?
Yeah.
Harry Styles was the Jonas brother,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he was the 4th Jonas, right?
All this time I thought he was in the Osmonds.
Or the Osbournes.
Oh, one of those.
I don't know. I can't keep them all straight. Crazy kids in there.
No, he was in BTS, right? K-pop, that type of stuff.
That's what it was.
Yep.
Okay, do we have any honorable mentions?
I didn't honorable mention anything.
I did. Well, I would have done U2. I also had REM, Out of Time.
Oh, okay. Not Automatic for the People.
That would have been my REM pick. My honorable mention, I only had, I had two, was Blurry Face, 21 Pilots.
Okay.
And now I can't. Sound of Madness, Shinedown.
Okay. We do have a couple here on Facebook. I don't know if they're on Twitter.
There are some on Twitter.
Okay.
And I, from the green room, just got a top 5 texted into me.
Okay.
Would she like to come and read her own top 5? She would not. We have... Oh, well, now she gave me 6. So I'll have to Hobie one of these.
She's allowed honorable mentions.
Yeah, there we go. Let It Bleed by the Rolling Stones.
Good Stones album.
The Color and Shape, Foo Fighters.
Great album.
The Blue Album from Weezer. Hot Fuss, The Killers.
Oh, okay.
Adrenaline, Deftones.
Okay.
And 21 Pilots, Scaled and Icy.
21 Pilots.
Good list. Good list.
First, when you said Adrenaline, the first thing that went through my mind was Adrenalize by Def Leppard.
No.
And I'm like, there's no way that is on her list.
She prefers her drummers
With
two arms?
to get... Yeah, they have to have 2 arms, so the drummer needs to go to Las Vegas. Def Leppard's drummer needs to go to Las Vegas and get his limb lengthened.
Okay, on our Facebook, we have Carolyn. She sent STP Purple.
Purple's good.
The Cars album. She says she normally doesn't do compilation albums by an artist, but she had to include this one live album, Nirvana's MTV Unplugged.
It must be a family thing. Family rule for top 5 music lists.
We don't count live albums usually.
Don't count compilations or live albums. Number 2, Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill. Number 1, Adele 21. And her honorable mentions were Pearl Jam 10, Soundgarden Super Unknown, and the Foo Fighters Here We Are. And
I will say I couldn't put Alanis Morissette on my list because she has that one song that I really hate.
You hate Ironic.
Hate Ironic.
Yep.
That in
Isn't it
itself
ironic?
is ironic.
Well, it's ironic because her worst song was her biggest hit.
Okay, next we have Mario Del Barrio. He has Arthur, or The Decline and Fall of the British Empire by the Kinks. Paul's Boutique by the Beastie Boys. Led Zeppelin number 4 by Led Zeppelin. People's Instinctive Travels in the Paths of Rhythm, a Tribe Called Quest. And Ain't It Funky Now by Grant Green. And he says, ask him tomorrow, and it'll be a different list.
Fair enough.
And I like the different flavors in that list, too.
Oh, yeah, you can have different genres and enjoy all music.
Let's see here. Looks like we had 3 on Twitter.
Okay.
From RJ Holt 666.
He's not evil.
He's just my brother handled that way. He says number 5, Heaven and Hell, Black Sabbath. Number 4,
Ronnie James Dio.
Wish You Were Here, Pink Floyd. Number 3, Diary of a Madman, Ozzy Osbourne.
Some Ozzy.
Number 2, Operation Mindcrime,
Because he's got taste.
Queensryche. Number 1, Power Slave, Iron Maiden.
I was pretty sure that was going to be his number 1.
I wasn't sure which Maiden would be on there, but I knew it was going to be Maiden.
Yeah. Side note, he says, this is really too hard to pick just 5. We had from Dev, the Psy Guy. He says, number 5, Superfly soundtrack on transparent red vinyl.
That's specifically favorite record.
Yep.
Number 4, Word of Mouth by Ludacris on clear vinyl.
Yep.
Number 2, Fight Club soundtrack on pink vinyl. Number 2, Marvel's Luke Cage Season 1 soundtrack on yellow vinyl. That's a sneaky good pick because that's a crazy good soundtrack.
I would have to look that one up.
Yeah. And number 1, On Top of the Covers by T-Pain on gold vinyl.
I respect his list with the actual vinyl.
Yeah.
I was wondering if, when he started that list, if he was going to pick the one album by, what's her name? where they only recorded one copy of the album.
Oh yeah.
What's her name? RZA, SZA,
Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang Clan made one print of an album, and then the douchebag
Martin Shkreli.
Shkreli
bought it. Now the government has it.
Yep.
Of course they do. Why wouldn't the government have the only Wu-Tang album? Also, we did have one comment. This was also from Randy. He did say that he likes the round ones when it comes to records.
Well, I actually kind of like the ones that where you had to cut off the cereal box, so you could have made them in any shape you wanted.
Yeah, I like that one.
I'm probably dating myself.
I like the one I got off the Fruity Pebbles box.
I mean, I got a box of
Alphabets.
Fruity Pebbles in there if you guys want to take it home with you and listen to it later.
Alphabets. I know we had one where
Wait, my honorable mention, of course, we mentioned coming over here would be The Muppet Show Volume 2.
Oh, yeah. Listen to that a lot growing up. Animal sings Gershwin. Doesn't get better.
To be
than
fair, let's see. We have an album that is in the shape of the state of Ohio.
Yeah, I've seen that. Not your specific one, but
We have another one that is in the shape of a saw blade, like it's jagged.
On the edges.
There's a couple different.
I would expect it to be a Wasp album, but I don't think you would listen to Wasp.
No, it's Ice Nine Kills. Let's see. Lastly, on our Twitter, we have from Dr. Number 1. This should be amazing.
Oh, no.
Number 5, The Return of Bruno by Bruce Willis. Number 4, Let's Go Bang, Jennifer Love Hewitt. Number 3, Shaq Diesel. Number 2, Christmas with Colonel Sanders. And number 1, Songs from the Crystal Caves by Steven Seagal.
I knew there was something I hated about Dr. Number 1.
Did Dean Cain make an album?
I think it's a Christmas album.
Does it have dogs?
Yeah,
singing?
the dogs do most of the singing.
The dogs save it.
Thankfully. I think that was it. We had the 3.
Oh, we just hit the 2-hour mark.
Do we have any final thoughts before we do our bad idea of the week? And
I'm sure Jason, he couldn't have been bothered to send in a top 5, but he would have probably had Last Train to Clarksville on there somewhere.
He would have had Kelly Clarkson albums 1 through 5.
Bon Jovi.
Oh, yeah, he'd have Bon Jovi on there.
Yeah. Did you guys hear the sad news that he probably isn't ever going to tour again because of his larynx surgery?
It wouldn't surprise me. He had trouble singing before.
I think that's why Jason couldn't come on this week.
he's just broken up about that.
Too torn up.
He's actually didn't leave his house.
He's just in the basement crying.
In mourning.
Yeah.
with lobster. Okay, what bad idea for the week?
Getting your limbs either amputated or lengthened. One or the other.
One or the other. I think it's like 22.
That's got to be like
number 22.
It's got to be in the top 50
top
minimum.
50.
Yeah,
Sure.
22. Getting your legs amputated over a fake insurance scam, or getting them lengthened for, well, we don't know why.
To
Changing the length of your legs
to
voluntarily.
improve your status in life, because we all know if you're not 6 foot taller or taller, you will not be a success.
No.
That it's just
What
It doesn't
happened?
have anything to do with personality.
What happened to Tom Cruise? He's short and has terrible personality. Yet he's a success.
Good work, Tom.
he
He's just very good looking.
he played a very tall Jack Reacher very well.
So, Marley, do those extra 3 inches matter?
Height.
Oh, height. No.
What? Oh.
No, height doesn't matter.
So, titles for the show.
I got paper and pen and nobody wrote anything down.
I have a couple I put on my phone. Let's see. I have notes. I have 2 less peeps in the world, and I'm glad Blake doesn't know where I live.
Probably does.
Well, you did put your address on the group.
Oh, son of a bitch, I did.
Quick, go back and erase it.
I'm going to unsend that real quick. Son of a gun. Well, I'm not going to have any leftover Fruity Pebbles cheesecake. So I assume Rose probably ate it all while we were
Probably.
recording. Or Dr. Dana snuck in and ate all the Fruity Pebbles cheesecake.
It's all over her face. She did not use a fork.
She ate it the Bobby Brady way. I have for titles, thanks for the cheesecake, now get out.
I thought about putting that.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I'm finally ready to share this horrific story.
That was the title of a TikTok video.
Lau and Zhang's Day of Fun.
Let's ride around on this motor scooter and then freeze your feet off.
In dry ice for 10 hours. Jesus.
What could possibly go wrong?
Lau and Zhang's Day of Fun.
And why only like 1.3 million? Like why weren't they going
Aim
for
higher.
more?
Well, that's probably all I could get insured for.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
But then they didn't get the payouts.
He got what, 7,000?
$7,200.
And then he has to pay back. And then I also have a Dunkable cookie.
That's a Dunkable cookie.
Or 12 distinctive cookies.
Is that
I
it?
had nothing.
Thanks for the cheesecake. Now get out. Because Blake might listen to that.
I kind of like Lau and Zhang's Day of Fun.
Yeah.
That is pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll go with either.
I'm really disappointed in myself for not coming up with a title solely based around the fact of my screaming, petulant neighbor child who made us stop recording. Oh, yeah, you missed that.
Yeah.
The neighbors were neighboring.
Well, there's a title.
The neighbors were neighboring.
He really just didn't want to go to Coleraine. That's really what it came down to. Huh? Yeah. The neighbors were neighboring. Hey.
All right, Marlia, which one do you pick?
Oh, don't
I know,
make
we're
me
making you
choose.
decide. There's 3 of them sitting out there right now.
The second one.
Lau and
Sure.
Zhang's
That
Day
Day
of
of Fun.
That
Wow. Zhang's Day of Fun. All right.
Excellent.
Change approved.
Change approved.
Change approved, and Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets. There's a history, not so bad. There's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. History of bad ideas. Podcast.
You are listening to a Hobie.